Welcome to the Roy Anthony
every
Friends
Tuesday and every Thursday.
Hey,
Y'all
hey,
tap in.
is this thing on? Can you hear me?
Roy
Is
Anthony
anybody out
Show
there?
is the spot to be, baby.
Hey, tune in. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. And it's featuring the homie Big Hank
And Cynthia.
It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. And it's featuring the co-host Big Hank
And Cynthia.
It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. Everybody tune in, you dig it? It's funny as hell, my dude. It's where we can kick it.
Every Tuesday.
Everything is going
every
down.
Thursday.
They about to do the most. It ain't a confrontation, it's a conversation, homie. Yo, on the weekends, the Roy Anthony
Every
Show. It's
Tuesday.
during the week, homie. The Roy
Every
Anthony
Thursday.
Show. What you listening to? The Roy Anthony Show. Come on and get a
Tap in.
before we gotta
Tap
go.
in.
What you listening to? The Roy Anthony
Every
Show. Come on
Tuesday.
and kick it with us. The Roy Anthony
Every
Show.
Thursday.
It's going down, homeboy. The Roy Anthony Show. Co-host
Tap in.
Big Hank. We getting it. What you think? It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. And it's featuring the homie Big Hank
And Cynthia.
It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. And it's featuring the co-host Big Hank
And Cynthia Joy.
What it do? What it do? What it do? Once again, Roy Anthony's in the house. And so welcome in the middle of the 9th season with my co-stars, Big Hank Norman, Miss Cynthia Joy Towner. They'll both be popping in any second. They know I always do my beginning oratorials, you know what I'm saying? So welcome to the Roy Anthony podcast, Roy Anthony Show podcast. Don't want y'all to get it confused with our stand-up comedy show. You know, we had that real stand-up comedy shows every Thursday nights in downtown Long Beach at the marina. Matter of fact, we're doing that real stand-up comedy. So, and those who don't live in California, you can always catch us on YouTube live. That's right, you can catch us on YouTube. Those who's in Southern California, you can check out our show. Come down to the marina in downtown Long Beach. Our weekly show is every Thursday night at Mulaney's Grill, one hell of an Irish bar. We kicked it off last Thursday on the 7th of March. Oh man, it was lit. And so we let you know that if you're not in California, you can stream it live. Just go to YouTube, Roy Anthony Live. Subscribe to it so you don't always have to try to let us remind you, you know. And so just want to let you know that we're doing that real deal. Matter of fact, we've been working on a sitcom. The first 2 episodes has been rolled out. Everybody's ready to shoot it. Y'all look forward to a show. It's going to be called That Bruh, Roy Anthony. Thank God for all the comics that's coming on and stuff. I already got comics. My man, Cal Lundy. That's Cal Lundy. I know. He said he called himself Just Me. That Roy sucks. That's a inside joke. Those who knows. He said somebody sent Roy a 9V battery for his smoke detector. Man, check this out. Everyone knows that I'm holistic. I don't mess with pharmaceutical drugs. I'm not into none of that. He said I'm not a doc either. And so, like I said, the Roy Anthony Show is a conversation. It's not a confrontation. It's a conversation where the WO Entertainment, which was created to bring awareness to how our veterans, active and non-active, commit suicide on a daily rate. And so one of Our speciality is we're just being stand-up comedians. Me, Big Hank, Cynthia Joy, Richie. He is professional stand-up comedian, and I'm gonna get into his credits. But we pride ourselves on having a conversation, and I felt that as studying about people who commit suicide is because they was depressed or feeling inadequate about fitting in this world. And then um, Cal Lundy explained to me that it was nightmares and stuff of what he's been through as a military um, out there in the combat zone and stuff, man, and then trying to come back in the nightmares that he was having and reliving those minutes and those seconds, those minutes, those hours. We can, those of us who's been in very stressful situations can understand how that clock just tick tock. And when you read the story, a story can be read, you can read a whole year of somebody happening on one page, but when you live in it daily and daily and daily, then you leave from that situations. And so we want anybody who is experiencing this, if you need someone to talk to, please reach out to someone on the WO. We're easy to find. um, you can go through Facebook, YouTube, just send us a message. Somebody will get to you. And to my understanding, they now have a 811 number. So don't feel ashamed or anything to talk, to get, to have a conversation with somebody. And don't be ashamed that it's a day by day process. Putting one foot in front of the other, and just take your time. It's nothing to end our lives about. Um, Kyle said, last I heard, Doc was stable at the surgery, but on a ventilator. Oh, you, are you talking about Commander, man? Who, um, is this Cal Lundy or what's going on? Because, I know, Cal and, was facing, some health issues, and we've been praying for him, hoping that that's we're not talking about. Um, Mention. Let me get back because he got me off focus a little bit. I'm trying to figure out who's had surgery and is on a ventilator. We want our prayers to go up. If he's not joking about something, he may be teasing about me, or not me, but But I want to make certain. Um, Once again, we come under the WO platform. The WO was created by Richie King, aka Redneck Pimp. Oh, he said, I'm not Cal. Cal had surgery a while ago. He had surgery, but was on the ventilator. Okay, man, okay, I want to make certain. Hey, we praying for Cal, you feel me? And he is a very good brother. He works with Richie, especially on the Tuesday nights. He has this segment, Real Dumb People, and he's a good brother. And we our prayers is going up for Cal. It's been going up, and we're gonna continue praying for my brother, man. For real, it's Cal Lundy. I think if I'm not mistaken, he's based out of Ohio or Iowa, one of those two. And that's our brother, man. And we got deep love for him. You tell he knows that Roy means what I say. When I say I pray for him, I really do. And my faith is through the spiritual God who gave me salvation through his son, Jesus Christ. I don't push my faith on other people, and I'm not your basic Christian guy. I believe, but don't believe that I take it. I believe in salvation, but I still had to deal with this human side. So don't think I'm a pacifist. Um, I turn the cheek one way and then another. He said we don't talk about where he is, but those who know, I know. Thank you. I appreciate that. Miss Starlet's in the house. Thank you, Morning Handsome, and all you beautiful people. Thank you, Miss Starlet. Um, Now one thing I don't joke about is in health. When I do believe in prayer, we had prayer for our social producer, and they had her on her, like, it was just any day, and now she's completely healed. And a couple of our other friends, I had a partner of mine, he was under chemo and was constantly drinking these cheap cans of beer. And I used to say, hey man, why you drinking that beer? You going through this chemotherapy, and all of a sudden he got healed. Last month he told me, after we dealt with this for 2 years, they couldn't find no white blood cells, and at the end he was cancer free. So now I'm like, man, we're gonna go get those cheap beers and pour them in some medicine bottles and tell people you drink two of these and walk to the bus stop. you know, you know what I'm saying? But we pray because where man find it impossible, all things is possible to God. Now you don't have to believe and stuff, but I believe, and if other people are like-minded. But the WO, which was created by Richard King, aka Redneck Pimp, the co-creator Goose, our social producers Blue Phoenix, Ethan Daly, and then we want to give a shout out to our good friends, our family members. I don't even call them good friends; those are family members. The BB Nation, that's back with veterans based out of Oregon, and then we have the Long Beach All Stars based out of Long Beach, Inglewood, not Inglewood. I keep saying that. It's the West Coast, but it's not Inglewood. We're Long Beach, um, Linwood, Compton, and Watts. That's the All Stars, veterans and non-veterans. Then we got the WO Entertainment family, and then we got some other members now on the WO that'll be. I'm gonna give them a shout out in a second here. The WO that's made up around the U.S., different countries, and then our own personal family, friends, associates, and those who don't even like us. He's always up to no good. Just me. So I want to give a big shout out to the farm. That's the PHARM, the farm. On Saturdays, you'll be able to catch them. They're gonna be having musical acts, live comedians. Um, I seen that they specialize in. They said metal thrash music. It's not trash, it's metal, comedy, and video games. That's that Blue Phoenix side of the town, that them video games. So when I've watched video games with Blue Phoenix, and I'm up here telling her she was doing a haunted house thing one time, and I'm like, oh, watch for that. And then you can catch them on Sundays. Now, to my understanding, Saturdays, which is, see, they put it in military time when they sent it to me, 1900 CST. You know what I'm saying? We got to make sure that we break it with the general public too, man. So I'm thinking that's 7 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. So those who don't know what 1900 CST, they send me the schedule, and it's in military time, which meaning 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So that's 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. That's the farm. They're gonna be doing metal trash, comedy, and video games. And then on Sundays at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, they'll be on Spreaker. And to my understanding, they work with a lot of different bands, a lot of comics. And so we want to tell them, hey, welcome to the WO. Big welcome from Roy Anthony to the farm, man. Thank you for jumping in. The WO platform is a major platform moving up. On Tuesday evenings, all right, everybody knows my show is Tuesdays and Thursdays. That's 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. Should we say in the military time, 1200 Central Standard Time, which is 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 1 p.m. on the East Coast. That's Tuesdays and Thursdays. And then on Tuesday evenings, which is at 6 o'clock p.m. That's Central Standard Time. I guess they would call that the 1600 hour. If I'm not making that, if I don't get that right, might be wrong. But at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, you can catch the WO Entertainment Show hosted by Richard King, Commander, and my brother. Right now, we're praying for me. It's in the hospital, and I want everybody to pray for our brother. That's at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. You catch them on Tuesday. That's this evening. You can catch them 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. They got open slots. Those who wants to get, now we just don't accept anybody. He got 2 day slots open, but I'm just gonna let you know we just don't accept anybody. He said military time is easy. AM starts with PM is whatever time it is plus 12. That's right. So 6 p.m. plus 12. I guess that would be 6 p.m. 12. Would that be 1800 hour? I guess that'd be the 1800 hour. So if they at the 1900 hour, then we know then that must be 7 o'clock p.m. Yeah, I'm getting this. Yeah. Yeah, he said 1800. Yeah, okay, I got you. 1800, 12 plus the 6 p.m., at 6 hours after the 12. I got you. And so with that 7 p.m., got you. Now, as everybody knows, is that I keep it 100. I'm not a prejudiced or racist person, but I am what they consider Black American. I don't consider myself an African American because I don't relate. I don't have no ties with Africa except that um, that's where our ancestors and all ancestors come from Africa. Let's get that correct. Um, my family roots go all the way to the Macon Revolution. So, to my understanding, that's on my dad's side. That is all the way to the Macon Revolution, where some of them even say that we was Native Americans. We was here, and matter of fact, it was told to me not too long ago that we helped some of the ones who came from Alaska on the Bering Strait on how to survive out here. You sometimes you can tell by the way we cook food that this is not something soul food cooking in America did not adapt from Africa. Matter of fact, the only thing that's reported that ever came from Africa is um, um, okra. Okra seeds were from Africa, but the cooking is a Native American when you're cooking collard greens and um, mustard greens and know how to eat certain things, certain fish to eat. My grandmother ate turtle. I've had frog legs. They ate squirrel, and she would share with me about how they ate different things from the land, and it ran through generations of their family. So that's nothing that you just being something. And you're right, the Bering Strait was an ice bridge, and that's the truth. Believe it or not, Alaska was was attached more to us, closer to us now than it shows. If you look up here and you see Alaska is touching up, and but they said it was a Bering Strait, like he said, an ice bridge. Now, why I'm bringing this subject up is because people will say, "Roy, you live in California. You go to Kansas City, Kansas, because I have my elderly mother, and she's not elderly; she's older, but she's and I got a lot of love for my mom, so I come back and forth." And he said, I just watched a documentary about how soul food was derived from Native American food. That's what, and see, the thing is, soul food is Native American. They What they try to do is they try to make it seem like all blacks came from the slave ship, and that's not correct. That's not. If you'll notice, whenever there's stories that's chopped up, just like when they make it seem like the pilgrims came over here on their own and said we want to set up shop. That's not the story of it. The queen at that time had a problem with the homelessness, like we deal with homelessness now. And the homelessness, they said, create criminality, a lot of crime and all that. And so they asked Christopher Columbus about because Christopher Columbus thought he was going to India, and they found lands out there in India, and they was already doing trades with India. We're talking about with England was doing trades with India, and they thought that they was going there, but Christopher Columbus, being drunk, reading his things upside his maps upside down, ended up finding a piece of land. They charted it and stuff, and they said it was inhabited. If you look at the actual parchments of Christopher Columbus, because I'm a researcher, it shows that it was inhabited already. And so then the when the pilgrims came over, and that's why it's always messed up a little bit with the stating of the pilgrims and the first Thanksgiving and everything. No, they was teaching them how to survive. Like, hey, this is what we eat, you know. And so, and it's not saying that when we when we when we state this, it's not that I'm saying I'm better than you or you. It's knowing our history and knowing the history. Americans should be proud of soul food because that's American cuisine. I cannot understand why people will go to a French restaurant and pay all like it's luxury. When you go over there to France, it's like you seeing a taco trucks like in Mexico. You know, soul food is cooked. Why they call it soul food, for one, is that you put your spirit into it, because you're not just making a food just to get by. You're cooking a dish that you want people to enjoy it and get full naturally. You know, that wholesome fullness where you want to take your shoes off and chill back for a while. You know, so you want to socialize a little bit. You know, you feel warmth inside you. And so it takes preparedness. I'm a soul food cooker. I cook homemade greens, homemade dressing, smothered pork chops, 4 different ways of frying chicken, um, candy yams. I do a lot of different soul food cooking. And there's a way of preparing it. And I like to pray when I'm about to start. And then I make sure my kitchen, I cannot cook in a dirty kitchen. If your kitchen is dirty and you invite me over for dinner, I'm not going to eat. I'm going to make it up excuse. And I'm going to say, look, I'm sorry, but I had already ate. Or I'm going to make up something. Well, if your kitchen is filthy, I'm not eating it and stuff. I'm not catching no salmonella from anyone. But anyway, well, I'm bringing this up because I even look at inventions. You know, when you have the powers to be, and a lot of people don't understand, the powers to be sometimes make it where they got the money to go and meet this person over here. They can take your idea and take it to these people because they know you don't have the money or the people to know to take over your inventions. I don't believe in Black History Month. You can't delegate histories of inventions to 1 month. I don't agree with that. I think that it's an American way and we should be proud of it. It's so much always saying black, white. See, one thing I had to get everybody to understand, this is for my white brothers and sisters, my black brothers and sisters, because I don't identify with color, but we have to sometimes in this society and how it's been maintained even through the government. You know, they think that we can entice, yeah, like me, I like to dress up nice. You see, I wear my gold chain. I like my diamond in my earring. Oh my goodness, my diamond ain't in. But yes, I like to flash a little bit because my grandmother said if you get it righteously, you have the right to style on it. I didn't get it illegal. I got it through the blessings of God. You know, so I like to stunt. Now, just because we like to dress up and sometimes we're a lot more flashier than other guys, you know, a lot of guys, they spend money on their boats or their hunting equipment, where sometimes like we like to dress in fashion. But don't get it mistaken though. Like former President Donald Trump came out with the Trumps, gold tennis shoes with the flag on it, and it wasn't that he came over with a tennis shoe to just say I'm gonna sport these. He When you put up a under thing of saying, yeah, this is going to entice them to vote for me, because I think he's thinking like he thought that people's going to vote, the blacks were going to vote for Kanye West because he had the Yeezys, but no, that's not true, sir. Golden tennis shoes will not get our votes. Believe it or not, we are paying attention to your agenda, what you got to say. You know, I know one thing, former President Donald Trump, is you better keep that lady's name out your mouth, man. That lady's telling Donald Trump like Will Smith tell Chris Rock, keep my name out your mouth. For real, because every time he mentioned her name, she looked like she about to get some millions. That's the only thing I got to say. And then I want to say a prayer. Please pray for for our president, Joe Biden. I don't like some of his political views. I don't like none of this, a lot of different things from different presidents, but I'd be concerned about President Biden when he's getting off the plane. I just don't understand why nobody is basically right there to be like, hey, man, like Secret Service kind of shadow like you in front, because I just got a feeling that he's one knee cramp from falling down them Air Force One stairs. He said she's just mad because he's airing her dirty laundry because Nikki isn't her real name. Well, I just know is that the lady, E. Jean Carroll, whatever her name, I think that's the lady. I don't even want to say her name because I'm like, ma'am, don't sue me. I'm not defaming your name or anything, because it seemed like you got the former President Donald Trump's name, got him. Leave my name out your mouth. Um, um, he said that mofo don't even know what planet he's on, And the thing is, then this is the thing. And why, as Americans, that we can't concentrate on American stuff first? I'm not against other human. I'm not against human beings. Everybody know I'm about humanity. But what I don't understand is helping somebody with their calamities when you got calamities in your own home. Why are we helping other countries when we got some here? And then today's subject is, and I like to nip it in the bud. Every time I look up, someone in America is trying to divide us. I was listening to this dude, I was on him last week, Mark Johnson, who looked like he's going to become the governor of North Carolina. Wait a minute. Just me said, she said he raped her. Then she said it didn't happen, but she had a feeling. No, I heard that it was full of tilt, that he got into that, but in the dressing room stuff. But that's hearsay. She must be saying something right, because the jury is awarding her and stuff like that. So I'm pretty sure he's being judged by his peers. Unlike some of us in the hoods, we are judged by people who don't even live 5 miles within our neighborhoods. But anyway, I don't like disqualifications. I don't care who it's from blacks, whites, and don't tell me and stuff. So this guy Mark Johnson was saying stuff like, we're not owed reparation. We should be the ones paying. Well, sir, for one, we do pay. It's called income taxes. Native Americans, what they classify as Native Americans, because to my understanding, inside of me, a lot of blacks are Native Americans. but we pay taxes. The Native Americans that they recognize do not pay taxes. I'm not knocking that or whatever, but I want to tell Mark Johnson, we do pay back. That's by paying okay, I don't know what happened. It says glitched me out. Um, Sir, we do pay taxes to Mark Johnson. And the buffoonery of, well, who are you going for? And so then I look at it, and this is the problem. Republicans, I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. I'm a free American. I can be swayed. At one time, I voted for George W. Bush, and I rightfully so did because he had the economic plan. It was befitting me. I really was. I was getting nice pay because I'm a civil designer, and he was opening up government projects. And those who work in construction and engineering, this benefits us. A lot of guys who takes care of their families, we work construction and you work engineering. And when government fundings come out, it helps us. So that part I had to vote Republican because it seemed like the Democrats was not coming with money situations. And one of the things as being a free American, I look at the pros and cons of each one, and it seems like the Democrats open up more penal systems when they're in office or running the state. Um, Now, I'm gonna get into this too because a lot of people don't even know the definition of Democrat or Republican. I find that crazy. People consider, oh, I'm a Democrat, or what does Democrat mean? What's the definition? They don't even know. You don't even know your history because if you understood who caused the who created the Civil War and released blacks from being slaves. Those who were not all blacks were slaves, so we want to get that understanding. Some people make it think that all blacks were slaves, even during slavery. No, and believe it or not, there were some blacks and some Indians, which was supposed to consider those who came from the Bering Strait. They were also slaves. Some of them owned their own slaves. That's some real deal. But his story shows the superiorness of one particular race. But all things is not always told in the correct way. But let me get back to this about this constantly dividing us because I'm a black guy, and if I come to your spot, just like I'm gonna be in Oregon for my man Carl Loomis and his beautiful fiance, his wife, um, and their two beautiful kids. I'm gonna be out there. They get married July the 7th, and we are planned on being there for their wedding. Now, can I leave my blackness alone to go be with them? No, I have to be me. Just like when Richie had me in Jamesport, Missouri. You know, some of the homies was clowning me like, "Hey man, that sounds like old one of them places where they used to do slavery." Well, as me being a modern day black man, I go there and guess what? We always on one accord laughing. I'm not blaming the modern day guys on slavery. I don't. I blame the ones who keeps the propaganda up because we're all basically them fell under slavemanship under these corporations. I can name you a few of the slave masters, who got it really going on and stuff who can change up anything by the drop of a dime. You got Elon Musk, he made own major stuff. You got cars that work by robots. That means they got satellites. You got Jeff Bezos, you got the Walton family, you know. And I'm not saying that they slave masters like they ill will. What I'm just saying is only certain many people that runs the United States. Like rappers, you see rappers all dressed up and baked up and stuff. Well, guess what? It's the executives of the record companies that has more money. Who you think is paying them a paycheck? Unless you're doing it like, you know, even Master P, who was a well-known businessman, and so he still had to have, I think, Priority Records or somebody, you know, if I'm got it wrong, who did their distribution shit. You know, when you the Grammys, you know, and so we all play a part in our society, just like we know of my white family. You had to know about us black family. I watched Happy Days and I watched Good Times. I watched Archie Bunker and I watched the Jeffersons. You know, I tell you shows I didn't watch. I watched 1, 2 episodes, and that was Friends, and I just couldn't understand how there's no blacks in New York City doing their doing their shoots. I mean, I don't see a black in Friends, and so for real, not knocking their show, but I'm like, you alienated a whole race, and that comes to what I'm talking about today. There's 50 states, and I'm a part of all these. This is the United States of America. My license and patent and everything allows me to go to all the different states. Hold on, one of my the kings of the show is in. What's up with you, Big Hank?
Roy Anthony, man, what's happening, man? The great Roy Anthony, what's up, baby?
I mean, you got, man. Why you sound so low? Oh man, that's on me. That's on me. I said something earlier and they blinked me out for a second.
Yeah, they own your ass. You can't do nothing. You already know you can't do nothing.
Hey man, it used to be when we would shoot a video or we live stream, then they will watch it and then, you know, regulate whatever.
Right.
But let me say one thing, man. Live.
Yes, like, sir.
Blink, you know.
That's right. That's right.
And how you doing first, bro? How you
I'm doing good, Roy, man. Just matter of fact, I was trying to get on the show about 15 minutes earlier, but remember the homegirl Casey that used to go to our shows, the one that used to be in the wheelchair, and then she would kind of limp up, the one that fell, right? So she just walked by, she just was going by, and she asked me about the new show, and she told me some other things. So I sat out there and prayed for her, and we prayed with her, and then I said, man, I got to get back on the show. I got to go, man. So, but yeah, man, God is good, man.
You got to do the Lord's work first. We always say that. And I tell people, you know what? The word of God says, be careful who you're entertaining, because you may be entertaining an angel.
An angel, you
can be looking at us like, oh, these old thugs, whatever. But God worked with thugs. Jesus had thugs as disciples.
Come on. That's who he came. That's right. Yeah.
You know, we loyal in what we believe and do. And when I ran with the devil, I was loyal out to them streets and stuff, to where when I seen the light, you know, I'm just as loyal for God, because now I'm not, he can just, I got to fear the one who can destroy my body and my soul.
And your soul. Yes, sir.
Yeah. And see, now I with the want to go to heaven, it kind of makes me where, okay, you know, but we're not, ever since that time, I'm going to tell you what made me call out. People sometimes are scared for some of the things we call out. But one time at St. Luke's Holy Baptist Church, the pastor was preaching from that book. It's one of them, the funny names. It's where the man cut his wife up into 12 pieces. And something that always stood out at the end, where it says, God and said, talk on these things, think on these things, and ponder these things.
Ponder on these things. Yes.
Now, we are supposed to call out, and then I would read how Jesus would call out the Pharisees and the Sadducees, and you call out what's wrong. You feel me? The rich man told me, say, hey, I kept the scriptures from a youth up. What lacketh thou yet? Now, I felt that God gave him a challenge by saying, he said, well, give everything of what you have and follow me. Now, if he really knew the scriptures, he would have known that God would have gave it back to him sevenfold.
Yeah, tenfold, 100-fold, 30-fold, 60-fold, 100-fold. Yes, sir.
If he really knew the scriptures from a youth up, then you would have known to give everything you have and follow me. God's going to give it to you more. So you must have then pay attention to Job, young dude.
Yeah.
God took everything. You know what I'm saying? Let the devil take everything, but he got more.
Yes, sir.
You know, and
yes,
so if you know the word youth up, because look, I go challenges and stuff, but you know, one of the things what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna call out these demons, because when you got God in your heart, it's not the people, it's the demons that they let take over.
Yeah.
God said everything I made is good.
Yeah. Principles, principalities and powers in high places.
Exactly. People don't want to believe in something. Donald Trump can go to heaven. There's no man who knows the mind of God.
Right.
If he repent for his sins and stuff, there's a chance. None of us can be. I always think about that dude who was on the side of Jesus on the cross, right? He like, Lord. The other guy was like, yeah, if you God, get us off this cross.
Come off the cross now then, if you God.
I'm like that. I'm like the other dude. I'm like, Lord, I'm not like him.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, that man took the chance right there where he said, hey, if you could just remember me and stuff. And then right when Jesus told him, he said, from this moment on, you'll be with me in paradise.
Today.
Lay my
He said, you'll be in paradise with me today.
Yeah. And you don't have to wait no more. They didn't have to pierce that dude in the side. He went on and died. He went on like, yeah, okay, I'm good with this. You feel me?
I'm out, man.
Take me out there. And
yes, sir.
Now, so if I'm gonna die about anything, I gotta die with telling out the truth and calling those out and stuff. The state of Florida we thought it was pathetic when we heard about them signing in the law that slavery, well, in a document that slavery benefited blacks. And then the dude, the scientists used the statement of, like, take for instance a blacksmith.
A blacksmith. Try that out.
To this day, y'all, me and Big Hank been trying to figure out what type of trade that a blacksmith can.
Man, a blacksmith, what he do? He used to take the horseshoes off the horse's feet. Come on, man.
I guess that's soldering now. Or I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Since I polished the horseshoes, maybe I could polish your shoes, man. I don't know.
Big Hank got something coming out, man. We got something on our new sitcom that's gonna be coming out. We making a tease, but March the 1st. Now today is March the 12th. March the 1st of 2024, the law kicked in for all the universities, all schools, to do not teach about blacks no more.
Wow.
Yeah, I heard me. They have ostracized us all the way out. We got Mark Johnson, who's about to become the governor. He was a lieutenant governor, a black guy, a lieutenant governor of North Carolina, who said that we owe the United States reparations. He tried to hit us with that. He tried to hit us with a shame on you, JFK type of John F. Kennedy type of speech. As not what you country can do for you, but as what you can do for your country. Okay, I feel that. Okay, but my country still owes a certain package agreement that they had to unify the United States, which was called the Civil War, with the promise of 40 acres and a mule. Those who got acres of land, we got facts, Mr. Mark Johnson, how it was tricked out of them during the late 60s and early 70s. A lot of land was taken and stuff. Um, Dean Cal Lundy, who's usually under this page, he's in the hospital, and we praying for him. That's one we had talked about before. But someone's in blacksmiths were what current day iron workers are, not just horseshoes. Okay, so that's we didn't benefit though. That's a good because we've been trying to figure out. That's a good thing. I said,
well, what kind of iron work was they doing back then?
Yeah. So now are they taking over the inventions? When your kid asks, well, how did the stoplights? Who invented the stoplights?
Right.
Oh, it was American people. We're not and so the NAACP yesterday raised that all students, because we got a lot of black students that go to the University of Miami, Florida University, Florida State University, and a whole bunch of other. I think there's another college called Dunlop or something like that. There's a lot of universities down there, and guess what? Most of their money come from the football and basketball sports scenarios. Now you're telling them this is Florida, and people say, well, what do Florida got to do? Well, when once they see that it seems to work for them, then they want to do it and stuff. He's still saying, he said they made nails, rivets, fences, swords, repaired metal. If it was metal, it came from a blacksmith.
All right.
Yeah. All right. We saying there, thank you for that piece of information.
Yeah.
But I still don't think that this benefited blacks through slavery. I think all these that he named is, matter of fact, these are type of businesses I've been talking about opening, like one of my monies, like Kanye West said, as soon as my money's right, whatever. You remember that song? As soon as I get my money right, la 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 la. I would like to open up machine shops because they still need screws and stuff, and they got machines that cuts this and stuff for real. But what we're talking about though, just me, as though the derogatoriness to make it seem like we're ostracized. See, for the life of me, Big Hank, I've never understood why they don't celebrate the veterans enough that leaves from over at a war and come here, and more. We see more about these Gandhi people out here in the Senate than we know about those who actually put their lives on the line. Now, what I don't like is that you're trying. Why is it so focused to eliminate us out the history of the United States?
Wow.
What is it so about us? You got how many races of minorities is here, but they always seem to always be about us blacks. I've had to deal with Africans that come over here and how they talk about black men, like, you don't take advantage of your education. There was this group of black Africans, man, over in Compton one day, and the homies called me over, and they said the African guys was like, y'all don't take advantage of your education here. You beat on your women. They said all the derogatory statements, but he didn't know they was dealing with an educated researcher. I said, okay, man, you know what? You got a point. You come from the land of milk and honey. That's what you stated. I said, now that lets me know that you had to be the lowest person. Why would you leave the land of milk and honey to come around gangbangers and crackheads and dope dealers? You know what I'm saying? Second, you must have been poor because you didn't have a goat to get you a wife. So with your accent, you try to get your woman down there in Inglewood or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Just me said, Were slaves allowed to be blacksmiths? I don't know. I was always taught slaves worked the southern plantations. See, that's what I'm saying. Slaves was more than just cotton pickers. You had people like George Washington Carver, who invented the first wristwatch by taking the parts from a grandfather clock and miniaturizing them, carved out his own pieces on the plantation with a flexing.
Yeah.
For real, with a big ass wood for real. See, this is the stories they tell us. Like right now, my two nephews, they are 10 and 13, and they go to a private school, Catholic private school.
Mm.
And they're teaching them, though the curricular books teach us about how blacks were subservient as slaves and stuff. You know, they teach that. Carl's in the house. What's up, Carl? He said, "What's up, y'all?" Roy,
Carl, what's up? What's up, Carl?
Working night shifts. Everybody, even are like, Carl, that's our boy. That's our brother, right there. I was just talking about Carl. We're gonna be. I'm gonna be up there July the 7th. We're gonna try to get Big Hank to come up there with us. Him and his beautiful wife. You know, Carl getting married. With him and his beautiful wife on July the 7th. I plan on being there. And that's up in Oregon. Carl said he's up in Seattle. But I like to call it out, Big Hank. Mark Johnson said that we, the blacks, owe the American people. Now he look like he's about to become the governor of North Carolina.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. Is that Dean? He didn't even say that's Dean Cerny. It's Dean. He don't even say. He always got on here just me.
What's up, Dean?
Dean Cerny. Carl had to call him out. What's up, Dean? The thing is, man, is that I've been knowing Big Hank for a minute. And Big Hank has never, ever seen a dislike for any other race of people.
No.
Okay, the church that he takes care of, he's a head deacon. On one side of the church is for Latinos that basically speak Spanish. The pastor speaks in Spanish. Am I correct, Big Hank? And he keeps the whole building clean. He doesn't make their side look junky. And you know what I'm saying? He represents wherever how God got to get his word out, whether it's English or Spanish, you're going to get it at St. Luke's Holy Baptist Church on West Side Long Beach, pastored by Dr. Williams. Am I correct, Big Hank? You stop me if I'm wrong.
No, you was correct.
Just shoot, I gave it away. Sorry, brother. Yeah. I guess, wait a minute. Knowing my study there, I better just go just me. He may be wanted or they looking for him. So, and I want to give another shout out to The Farm. That's a new, one of the new shows on the WO. They're going to be coming on Saturday nights. They're going to be having premiering musical acts from metal to hip hop, to my understanding, stand-up comedy and everything. Thursday nights, me and Big Hank has a live comedy show in downtown Long Beach at the marina. It's called Millionaire Row. I didn't get the other flyer up, Big Hank, up to the spot, but this is the show. And all the comics that you perform with us, we ask you, when we send you out this flyer, you can put your image on there so you can promote yourself. We got a nice show coming up this Thursday and stuff. Big Hank is the host, but we got McFly, Marty McFly, Black Rosebud, Melrose. And I saw you add somebody else on the list. You gave me somebody else's name, some dude named Hollis or something.
Not me.
I thought that was from you.
No.
I got a text from you, and it said let me see. I know I had this. I had Marty. It was all three. It was a fourth guy.
No, I didn't send you no fourth guy.
Okay, that wasn't. Let me see who that was. We got a comment. I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I'm here for an education and good debate. That's right. And Carlson, man, I hope you can make it up, both of you guys, but we still had to find a place to get hitched. Man, you can do that out in the park. Don't worry about it. You feel me?
Yeah.
Um, look, and I'm like that. The fellas come in, to have a debate. And they know I'm gonna show the words. My biggest thing is to unify. It's too many times if we're working to unify, and we though the ones who's been impressed. Because I brought this question up last week, and I'm gonna say it again. Became any you and anybody else. Please tell me anybody what war that's ever went on that the victorious ones became oppressed. It's only one war that I've studied in the history of the world, it seemed like, where we have the Civil War, which was aided by having the blacks, because the South was winning, aided, and they win to become oppressed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he said, shit, you can get married at the bar. That's what I'm saying, man. You get married at the bar. Up here in Oregon, you had to have a permit to use the park. It sucks. Well, get it from somebody's front yard, bro. You need somebody's backyard. We ain't too hard to please, you feel me? And stuff, The he said, repeat that again. What was we at? Oh, I was saying about the wars. Everybody who's military, non-military, all the wars that whoever's been victorious in the war, when have they ever became oppressed? If you win the war, if I go to a country and I win that war, they're gonna do it my way.
Yeah. The winner usually is the oppressor.
Yes, that's what you feel me? The Civil War is the only war that I have studied out throughout history where the winner became the oppressed.
Yeah.
Carl said, then this is the place for conversation, not a confrontation. These guys are so well-rounded and educated. One of the reasons why I enjoy watching the show. Thanks, Carl, man. That's speak highly of, because you can look at us, I got my Raiders on. We wear hoodie sweaters and everything, but the God don't measure me up by my apparel.
No, not at
or
all.
the earrings or what you got on. He measures me by the content of my heart.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And I've learned the theory. One of the theories I have tried to master is forgive so you can be forgiven. Then you can ask God for anything. Now, some of these leaders, and Carlson, definitely a good debate. Some of these leaders who's on TV in front of our kids say things that makes my kids used to questions like, why did he say that?
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't, like, when I see a little baby, I don't care if he white, black, Latino baby, I like picking up little babies, especially when they 8, 9 months old. Like, look at you, you feel me? I'm not saying, oh, that's a little white baby. Oh, that's a little Latino baby. Mm-hmm. I don't do that. When do we start talking about unity? You think it's going to be divided in God? We need to go back on our dollar bills, on the money, the currency. It says in God we trust. I'm wondering what God we trust. We need to go back to what it used to state on the dollar bill. It used to say, mind your own business. That what was the statements on the old currency was called mind your own business. And so we understand, we try to see things the same way that everybody else. We are humans. We eat the same way. You got to have the same type of sleep. Your bowels move the same way. Your heart ticks the same way. all men, whether you black or white, Latino, have one less rib than the women. That's a biological trait. He made man, he made woman. So you can be able to have kids. The mockery starts when we saying, hey, two men can't have a child. Two women can't have a child. San Francisco is complaining right now that there's a shortage of children. We say, wonder why. You know, why there's no children? Well, two men can't have a child. Two women can't have a child. Florida is trying to say blacks don't exist. But yet, and you say Latinos, you dogged out the thing. You had them where they coming out to fix up the hurricane. And then didn't pay them. Put them on a bus and shipped them to New York.
Wow.
You got 200 troops being sent to the south border from Missouri to fight the southern border problem down there in Texas. Said that fentanyl is coming up, but what they don't tell you is that they got the Asians and the Africans can come in through one gate. They don't have to go through. They stop the Latinos, but they let the Africans and the Chinese come through. I guess they can't carry fentanyl. I guess these Ukrainians can't carry fentanyl because fentanyl is something you cook up. You just don't cook that in Mexico caves and bring it up. These are labs. But we need to do something with this ammunition because in Missouri, they got a lot of ammunition plants. We got to do something with this ammunition. So we're going to send 200 of our troops down there to fight the southern border wall. See, when you plant hate, you're going to get hate. Hey, man, you know, we're in, you know what I'm saying? This was I want to go back in. This is deep because they trying to what's the word? Eradicate. That's it. Big Hank, 4-year educated man from USC, don't question. Now I went to Wichita State. He got an associate's degree from KCK Community College, and I attend Columbia College Hollywood right now. Don't think we're uneducated.
Right.
We're working on something now. We've been talking about a movie that I don't know why they try to make it where blacks, we do crimes that's so brazen, but Ocean's 11, they can be real systematic. Don't get it wrong. You know what I'm saying? We know chemistry and all that. we tend to use our intelligence on helping humanity, not destroying it.
Not destroying humanity, yes, sir. And it's a conversation, not a confrontation.
Exactly. It's a conversation, not a confrontation. And we just want to talk with you. I'm gonna state my view. Big Hank states his view. When he's agreeing with me, he'll nod his head like he's doing.
Yes, sir.
If it's words that I say mispronunciations of it, he corrects me. If y'all
get it right,
I get it right. Love, I'll catch y'all Thursday. God bless you guys. Thanks, Carl, man. God bless you too. Carl. Stay safe up there, especially working the night shift up in Seattle, man. You know.
God bless you too, Carl.
Yeah, for real. Hey, bro. Lasting words, McMahon.
All right, well, you know, first of all, man, don't forget to come out to the show Thursday night, man, at Mulaney's, man. The show starts at 7:30. Doors open at 6 or 7. Be there. Roy Anthony, one of the funniest dudes I know, man. I put this dude up there with Cat Williams and all them cats, man. That's my guy, man. Come check him out, man. He really get down, man, for real, man. And then also, y'all know how I live my life, man. Live life like God is watching because he is. And be not deceived. God is not mocked. Whatsoever man soweth, that shall he also reap it, whether it's good or bad. So start sowing some good so you can get it back.
That's right, man. And I appreciate that. And I want to let all the comics know, man, I got much love and respect. I might not show it and Giddy, but if you're on the stage with Big Hank, I got love for you, you know, and that's the truth. Even our sitcom that we got coming out. Big Hank got much love for you. I'm gonna tell y'all something. I love good food. And one of my favorite dishes is clam chowder. Big Hank makes the best homemade clam chowder. I can't even taste nobody else's clam chowder. He took that soul food into that clam chowder. I wasn't even gonna eat none of y'all. He set a little bowl for me and stuff, right? You know, I thought about that little bowl for the past days. When I tell you he make this homemade, man, I didn't even want none. I said, man, I'm about to eat somewhere else. Man, say that. And that Big Hank touches, it grows. His fish done had 100 baby fish. He got fish in there. Look, y'all, I was looking at the tank and I was looking down at the bottom and I felt like somebody was staring at me. And I looked up and all the fish was looking right at me. Like, he got a man, everything this man touches has grown. And I just want to let you know that, Big Hank. You keep doing what you're doing, man.
Thank you, sir.
Like you tell me, I got you 1,000 times too, bro. Everything this man's been touching has been growing. Even the pastor has endorsed that. Fish, his food. He grow his own greens and they come bushy of a mud. He cooks them just, man. The church, they give food away. They give clothes away. He has so much food to give away. I wish that man.
Yes, sir.
So
thank you, man.
We want to thank y'all. And like Hank said, just know that God is watching. If you think he's not, he is. I'm Roy Anthony. This is Big Hank. Cynthia Joy be popping up. We represent WO Entertainment. God bless everyone.
God bless y'all, man. Peace out, Roy.
Welcome to the Roy Anthony every Tuesday and every Thursday. Y'all tap in. Is this thing on? Can you hear me?